Coach Schwab, thanks for coming in. I want to congratulate you on your 7th regional title in 11 years. I also want to just say, great job this year.
Well, thanks.
You had 15 shutouts. Kelly
Voits. Yeah.
You want them all to be shutouts.
Yeah, you designed that way.
Exactly. Yeah. You want them all, but 15, you got to be excited about that. Just maybe give me your feelings on those shutouts. And
I think the shutouts, anytime you get a shutout, no matter who you're playing, it's an accomplishment. And I think that's what our goal is when we set off that way, Jack. And the big thing is sometimes that doesn't come true. But when it comes true, especially when we string along at the end of the season, we go, Monday against Neosho, Saturday against Hutch, and then Sunday against Barton. Coach couldn't write the script that good. So it takes totally team effort. Kelly Voits is a big factor of that because she's the last one. She's the ultimate. If she makes a mistake, it looks bad, and usually the scoreboard light goes on. But it's a great team effort, and I congratulated my team yesterday on that. And hopefully we can do the same this weekend in the same competition or stiffer competition. But the stakes are higher. Every time you go on, the stakes are higher. If we win 2 games, we're going to accomplish something that we haven't done here yet, and that's the hurdle I want to go over. Now, the regional championships are great, but I'd like to get to the nationals.
Earlier, I asked Coach I about her preparing for postseason. Basically, I know a lot of coaches that I've dealt with want to keep things the same. They don't change it for the postseason because that makes the players more comfortable and whatnot. Do you feel the same way, or do you do anything differently for the postseason?
No, even though in the back of your mind as a coach, it's a bigger stage. I try to keep everything balanced, everything simple. We'll go over a walkthrough today about what I know about the opposing team. Keep it simple, keep it brief. Our big thing is mentally and physically and mentally we need to be fresh and ready to go. But yeah, I keep it. This week has been as simple as they come.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of your opponent, it's Laramie County.
Yes.
And I believe you guys, it was 06 the last time you guys played them, and basically that's a lot of time between the last time you played them. Is there anything you expect out of Laramie County, or anything tape or whatnot you've watched?
Well, I tell you what, they're a well-coached team. They're very organized. They have good athletes. The weather at this time of year always plays a factor, and we have to overcome that, and they have to overcome it. Both teams are going to play in the same thing, but Laramie, they're always well prepared. They either seen us play during the season, or they'll have tape on us because we play a lot of the same opponents. But we'll be ready for them, and hopefully we can come up to the task tomorrow.
Okay.
One thing I wanted to know, of course you guys have had a lot of big shutouts and some small shutouts as well. Nonetheless, you guys are winning. But in close games, when you guys may be trailing, what do you do as a coach to try to keep your girls together? Because obviously you got a strong group of players this year, but when the team's down, do the players lose confidence? And if not, what do you do to at least try to make sure that the team is still together as one unit rather than 5 units or so?
One thing is, and that's a great question, is that's the hardest thing to do because they take everything so personal. Somebody might have made a mistake, obviously, to cause a goal. My thing is to correct the mistake, to be positive, and try to keep the momentum. I like to push the pace. I like our fitness. But I want to continue the pace. If mistakes, mistakes can only do, maybe once in a while, but if we start running them in, they're like 2 or 3 mistakes in a row, that's when the confidence goes way down. I think this team has a great demeanor, more unlike any other team that I've been here 20-something years coaching. They have a tendency to shrug that off their shoulders and keep continuing, so it makes my job a little easier.
I spoke to you personally about this last week or the week before, but some of the losses this year, the 2 losses in Texas and a couple others, what can you, I know a loss is a loss, but what can you take out of those heading into the postseason?
Well, and
getting further, excuse me.
Right. My big thing is this regional championship is very special because we have made mistakes and we have learned from experience. And guys, we lost in Dallas. We played Navarro and probably played our best soccer and ended up losing. And that's the kind of, soccer's a weird sport. You can, and I don't think we dominated, but we played well enough to win. Now, if the breaks, we have to create our own breaks, and we have to continue to do that, especially in the playoffs, guys. I mean, if you don't do it in the playoffs, if you're not ready to play now, you're not ready to play.
I'm just curious. I mean, we see these giant shutouts here, and then you said that the big, or it's not a big loss, but a loss in Texas was your best play of soccer. Can you get into how do you take it as the best performance? Or
I just think you stage it, 2 45-minute halves. Okay, how we defend, how we go in transition from offense to defense and from defense to offense. Creating chances is one thing, and finishing chances are another. And if we're creating chances and we're not finishing, there's one reason to point to it. If we're not creating the chances, then as a coach, you have to mix that back up. It's like a mad scientist. You mix it up and see what kind of potion you come up with. But if we're creating enough chances and we're playing good defense, maybe we made 2 mistakes in the game instead of making 20 mistakes in the game and limited us. That's how I consider good pace of play, and that's what we did down in Dallas. I mean, I can't say that against the Richland team coming out on Sunday. I don't know if it was, from how we played Friday and we're off Saturday, but we didn't put our best effort in. So we learned from there, as far as learning lessons, is we need to put out a 90-minute effort for us to be successful. To us to have a chance, we have to play 90 minutes.